This video is about the seamstress was mocked but a rich CEO bought him a company. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In the quaint town of Willowbrook, where cobblestone streets met blooming cherry blossoms, there lived a seamstress named Ollie. Known for his threadbare workshop filled with fabrics of every hue, Leah's small establishment bustled with life. To many, he was simply the seamstress, and while he stitched delicate patterns with skill and artistry, the townsfolk often snickered behind his back, assuming he was merely a man with a needle and thread. They had always been different. Growing up, he spent hours watching his grandmother sew beautiful garments, her wrinkled fingers dance across the fabric. She had taught him that every stitch told a story, that clothes could carry dreams and memories. This passion ignited a spark in him that never faded despite the ridicule he faced. "Look, it's the dressmaker," one of the shopkeepers would call out mockingly, while others laughed. "What a sight, I wonder if he'll make us a gown for the next ball." They would smile politely, lifting his chin slightly. Inside, however, he felt the sting of their words. Yet, he never allowed their jibes to extinguish his passion. Every evening, long after the sun dipped below the horizon, he poured his heart into his creations, designing garments that breathed life into fabric. One chilly autumn morning, he decided to create something special. Inspired by the vibrant hues of fallen leaves, he envisioned a stunning, autumn-themed gown, a piece that would embody the spirit of the season. He worked tirelessly, gathering materials and sketching designs. The gown would be a testament to his artistry, a piece that would showcase his talent beyond the whispers of scorn. While sewing, he often spoke to his grandmother in his heart, remembering her wise words, "You must wear your heart on your sleeve, Ali, never hide your light." With that in mind, he threaded a golden leaf into the hem of the gown, a symbol of resilience and warmth. As he meticulously stitched the final pieces together, Lee felt a surge of hope. He hoped to wear the gown at the upcoming Willowbrook Gala, a prestigious event where the town's affluent gathered. This was his opportunity to show them that he was more than just a seamstress. He wanted them to see the heart and soul he poured into his work. Days passed, and as the gala approached, Leah's excitement grew. He decided to showcase his gown, knowing that if he could just reach the right eyes, perhaps he could change the narrative surrounding him. But the shadows of doubt sometimes crept in. What if they laughed? What if they mocked him again? "Ali, are you really going to wear that to the gala?" the patron of the local cafe questioned, stirring her coffee with a condescending smirk. "I am," Ali replied, holding his head high. "I believe art speaks louder than words." When the evening of the gala arrived, the town square transformed into a glittering fairy tale. Twinkling lights adorned the trees, and music filled the air. Lee stood at the entrance, heart racing beneath the layers of the gown he had crafted with love. He could see the affluent townsfolk laughing, their glimmering attire reflecting the city's wealth. Gathering his courage, he stepped forward. The moment he entered the hall, conversations hushed, and everyone turned to look. The gown shimmered like autumn leaves in the light, each fold, each stitch telling its own story. For a moment, Lee felt invincible, like he was soaring above the whispers. Yet, as the seconds ticked by, a snicker erupted from the back of the room. "What a joke, did he make that himself?" taunted a well-dressed woman, her voice dripping with disdain. Laughter followed, and Elias' heart sank. He felt exposed, like a raw nerve laid bare. But just as despair threatened to pull him under, another voice emerged from the crowd. "I think it is beautiful," said a tall figure, stepping forward. Lee squinted through the crowd, recognizing the man as Mr. Jensen, the CEO of a successful fashion company. "Who are you to mock creativity?" Mr. Jensen continued, locking eyes with the woman. "This gown is a testament to passion. It is not just fabric, it is a story, it is art." Lee's heart swelled. Even in the face of mockery, kindness had triumphed. A flicker of hope ignited within him, and he glanced at Mr. Jensen, who was now addressing the crowd. "Art should inspire, not belittle. Look closer. Let us celebrate this creation." As the murmurs began to shift from mockery to admiration, Lee felt the warmth of encouragement wrap around him like a cocoon. He approached Mr. Jensen, summoning every ounce of courage he had. "Thank you," he stammered. "It means a lot to be seen." "The world needs more voices like yours, Lee," Mr. Jensen replied, his eyes sincere. "I see potential in you. I want to help you bring your creations to life on a larger scale." Lee was taken aback. "What do you mean?" "I am starting a new division in my company focused on handmade, sustainable fashion. I want you to be the head designer," Mr. Jensen offered, a glimmer of excitement in his voice. The crowd buzzed with surprise, and Lee couldn't believe what he was hearing. A chance to create, to uplift others through his craft. It felt like a dream forged in resilience against the backdrop of laughter and doubt. As he looked around, he saw not just the faces of those who once ridiculed him, but those who embraced the idea of art, of hope. In that moment, he understood something vital. Life's struggles were often the stepping stones to our greatest achievements. With newfound determination, he accepted Mr. Jensen's offer that night. He realized how kindness could shift perspectives, how resilience could turn mockery into opportunity. The gown he wore became a symbol of that transformative power. Days turned into weeks as Ali worked tirelessly, designing collections that reflected not just style but stories of every person who wore them. With each creation, he infused love, vulnerability, and strength. The laughter of the past faded, replaced by the vibrant sounds of support and collaboration. Ali transformed not just his life but the lives of many artisans like him, who had once felt invisible. In every piece he crafted, he wanted to show that behind every seam lay a tale of perseverance, and behind every stitch an unwavering spirit. As the seasons changed, so did the town of Willowbrook. The very whispers that once taunted Ali became echoes of admiration. He had become a beacon of hope, a reminder that dreams could soar beyond the weight of ridicule. And so, the journey continued, filled with fabric and thread, laughter and tears, failures and triumphs. Ali had learned that the essence of the human spirit lay in its resilience and the ability to rise time and again, even amid challenges. Through the art of sewing, Ali stitched together not just garments, but a tapestry of dreams woven with kindness, resilience, and the unwavering belief that every story, like every stitch, could lead to a brighter tomorrow. With the dawn of a new day, Ali awoke with a renewed sense of purpose. The night before had been a whirlwind of excitement, filled with overwhelming emotions. As he glanced at the gowns still hanging in his workshop, he felt a surge of pride. The ridicule he once faced had transformed into a stepping stone, leading him down a path he never dreamed would be possible. Ali's first official day as head designer at Mr. Jensen's company began with a meeting at the flourishing headquarters. Nestled in a sleek, modern building, it radiated an air of sophistication and ambition. As he entered the conference room, he felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. Would he fit in among these polished professionals? "Welcome, Ali." Mr. Jensen greeted him with a warm smile. "I am glad you're here. Let us get started." The other team members introduced themselves, each one more dynamic than the last. Ali listened intently as ideas bounced around the room like vibrant threads. His heart raced with excitement, but he couldn't shake off a small voice inside him that whispered, "What if they discover you read just a seamstress?" "Ali, what are your thoughts on the new collection?" Mr. Jensen asked, pulling him from his reverie. "I think it should reflect the stories of our customers. Each piece should embody not just style but their unique experiences," Ali replied, his voice steady, though his hands trembled slightly. "Exactly." Mr. Jensen beamed. "That is what I am talking about, fashion that speaks and resonates." As ideas flowed and plans took shape, Ali felt a sense of belonging wash over him. But with each passing day, the weight of expectations grew heavier. The pressure to produce beautiful designs felt like a looming shadow, and slowly, the doubts crept back in. One evening, Ali sat alone in his workshop, surrounded by sketches. Frustration gnawed at him. The gown he was developing for the upcoming collection just wasn't coming together. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "What if I am not cut out for this?" he muttered to himself. Suddenly, he remembered his grandmother's words, "You must wear your heart on your sleeve, Ali." Gathering his thoughts, he decided to take a break. He walked outside, the cool evening air refreshing. The cherry blossoms still dotted the streets of Willowbrook, their beauty reminding him of resilience. As he wandered, he encountered Mrs. Thompson, an elderly neighbor known for her kindness. She was tending to her flower garden, her wrinkled hands gently pruning the vibrant blooms. "Ali, dear, how are you?" she called, her eyes twinkling. "I am well, trying to find my rhythm," he replied, forcing a smile. "I've been struggling with my designs lately." "Oh, sweet boy," she said, laying down her shears to walk over to him. "Remember, flowers must weather storms to grow. You have a gift and it takes time to bloom." Her words hung in the air, wrapping around him like a warm embrace. He felt a flicker of motivation reignite within him. "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. I'll keep that in mind." Returning to his workshop, he sat down, determined to pour his heart into the fabric. He closed his eyes and envisioned the stories of the people he wanted to touch with his designs. Each stitch would be a testament to resilience, every garment a reminder of hope. Days turned into weeks, and Ali's designs began to take shape. He found himself experimenting with colors, textures, and styles that represented the tales of the community. Inspired by Mrs. Thompson's garden, he incorporated elements of nature into his work: floral patterns, earthy tones, and flowing silhouettes that danced with movement. But just as he felt he was gaining momentum, a shadow loomed over the project. One afternoon, a critical meeting loomed where the team was to present their ideas to potential investors. The pressure mounted, and Ali's heart raced with anxiety. What if they didn't like his designs? What if he failed? Ali, are you okay? One of his colleagues, Maya, asked, concern etched on her face. You seem a bit off. I am just nervous, he admitted, the weight of his fears spilling out. What if they don't see the vision? Trust yourself. You've worked hard, and your passion shines through your designs. Just remember why you started this journey, she encouraged, her voice soothing. With her encouragement, Ali took a deep breath and walked into the meeting room. The investor sat before him, their expressions stern and scrutinizing. As he presented his designs, he could feel their eyes dissecting every detail, every stitch. But then, something unexpected happened. The initial skepticism among them began to soften as Ali spoke passionately about the stories behind each piece. He shared his dreams of creating fashion that connected people, uplifting artisans, and celebrating their individuality. When he finished, silence hung in the air. Lee's heart pounded as he awaited their verdict. Finally, one of the investors, Ms. Leclerc, leaned forward, a thoughtful look on her face. I was skeptical at first, but your passion is undeniable. You've captured something special here, she said, her voice firm yet encouraging. I believe this collection could resonate with a wider audience. I'd like to invest. Lee's heart soared, bursting with gratitude. Thank you, I won't let you down. As he left the meeting, he felt a rush of exhilaration. The challenges he faced were still present, but they felt less daunting. Each hurdle was a lesson, each doubt an opportunity to grow stronger. Lee's designs soon began to gain traction, magazines featured his work, and social media buzzed with excitement. People resonated with the stories embedded in his garments, each piece a celebration of resilience, kindness, and the beauty of human spirit. Yet, amidst the success, Lee never forgot his roots. He made it a point to uplift other artists, to give them a platform where their voices could be heard. He organized workshops for aspiring designers, sharing his knowledge and fostering a community of creativity. One day, as he was preparing for a showcase event, he received an unexpected visitor, the same woman who had mocked him at the gala. She approached cautiously, her demeanor now quiet and sincere. Lee, I wanted to apologize for my words back then, she said, her voice trembling slightly. I didn't realize the depth of your work. What you've accomplished is truly inspiring. Lee looked at her, a mixture of emotions swirling within him. Thank you for saying that. We all have our journeys. I just hope to create a world where kindness prevails over mockery. Your resilience is remarkable, she continued, her eyes shining with newfound respect. I'd like to support your work in any way I can. The conversation blossomed, and as they spoke, Ali realized that transformation had begun not just within himself, but in others too. The seeds of kindness he had sown were now blooming, creating a garden of support and camaraderie within the community. As the showcase night arrived, Ali stood backstage, his heart racing as he watched models strut the runway adorned in his creations. The audience erupted in applause, the sound washing over him like a tide of affirmation. He remembered the journey, the laughter, the mockery, the moments of doubt. And here he was now, standing in a moment of triumph, surrounded by the very people who once doubted him. Thank you for believing in me, he whispered, looking up at the sky, feeling his grandmother's spirit watching over him, guiding him. And as the final model walked down the runway, he understood that the essence of his journey lay not just in the clothes he created, but in the kindness, resilience, and hope he had woven into the fabric of community. With every stitch, every design, he had transformed pain into beauty and despair into dreams. In that moment, he knew the human spirit could withstand storms and emerge stronger, more vibrant than ever. Lee's story was a testament to the power of perseverance, a reminder that with heart and courage, one could rise above and inspire others to do the same. The journey was far from over, but every step forward was a stitch in a quilt of hope, a tapestry rich with stories waiting to be told. The sun rose gently over Willowbrook, casting a warm golden hue across the cobblestone streets. Lee awoke with a sense of purpose that tingled in his fingertips, urging him to create. The showcase event had been a success, but he knew that the journey was just beginning. As he sipped his morning tea, he pondered the countless artisans he had met during the past few months, each with dreams waiting to be unfurled, each with stories begging to be stitched into the fabric of his design. Today is the day, he whispered to himself. Today I make a difference. Stepping into his workshop, he felt the familiar hum of creativity in the air. Bolts of fabric lined the walls, each one holding the potential for beauty, resilience, and hope. Lee decided to host a community workshop, inviting aspiring designers and artisans to learn, collaborate, and grow together. Let us create something beautiful, he thought, excitement bubbling within. As word spread about the workshop, he received messages from various townsfolk eager to participate. On the morning of the event, he stood at the door, his heart racing with anticipation. One by one, people trickled in, each one bringing a unique energy. "Good morning, everyone," Lee greeted, his voice warm and inviting. "Thank you for coming today. We are going to transform ideas into fabric and dreams into reality." A young girl named Leela, no more than 12, stepped forward shyly. "I've never sewn before, but I want to make something special for my mom's birthday," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "She always believes in me." Lee knelt down to meet her gaze. "That is a beautiful reason to create. You are going to do great. Let us start with the basics." With patience and kindness, he guided her through the steps, showing her how to thread the needle, measure the fabric, and cut with precision. As the day unfolded, laughter filled the workshop. Lee shared stories of his journey, his struggles, and the kindness he had received along the way. "Let your art be a reflection of your heart," he encouraged. "Every stitch is a piece of you." But as he watched them create, a flicker of self-doubt crept back into Lee's mind. What if the workshop didn't resonate with them? What if they left feeling unfulfilled? Just as these thoughts began to swirl, Maya, his colleague and friend, entered the workshop, her presence a calming force. "Lee, this place feels alive," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with admiration. "You are doing something incredible here." "Thanks, Maya," he replied, forcing a smile. "I just hope they were getting something out of it. I don't want to let anyone down." "You are not letting anyone down, you are uplifting them," she assured him. "But remember, the beauty of this journey lies in the connections we create. You are sowing seeds of inspiration." Encouraged by her words, Lee returned to the workshop, determined to nurture that inspiration. He wandered among the tables, offering guidance and encouragement. As the hours passed, Leela crafted a delicate dress adorned with tiny flowers, her enthusiasm infectious. "Look, Lee," she beamed, holding up her creation. "It is from Mom." "Leela, it is stunning. I can see your heart in every stitch," he said, his voice full of pride. "She is going to love it." The workshop wrapped up with a casual showcase, where each participant presented their creation to the group. Leela's dress garnered a round of applause, her cheeks flushing with joy. Lee felt a swell of pride, knowing he had played a part in igniting that spark of creativity. But as the applause faded, he couldn't shake the gnawing sensation that there was more to be done. "We need to create a platform for these talented individuals to showcase their work," he mused to Maya later that day. "What do you have in mind?" she asked, intrigued. "A community fashion show," Elise suggested. "We could invite everyone to participate, not just the workshop attendees. It'll be a celebration of our town's spirit and creativity." "I love it, a chance to highlight our artisans and their stories," Maya said, her excitement palpable. "Let us start planning." With renewed energy, they organized the fashion show, reaching out to local artisans and encouraging them to join. Fires decorated the town, and word spread quickly. Lee envisioned a night where the spirit of Willowbrook would shine through creativity, resilience, and community. Weeks flowed into days as the date approached. Lee poured himself into organizing every detail, from the venue to the music, pouring love and care into the aspects that would make it special. But with each passing night, the weight of responsibility grew heavier. The whispers of doubt crept back in. "Is this the right decision?" Lee asked Maya one evening, his hands trembling as he sketched designs for the event. "What if no one shows up? What if it flops?" "Lee," she said firmly, "this is about celebrating our community and the journey we've all shared. It doesn't matter if it is perfect. What matters is that it comes from the heart." Her words resonated deeply with him, and he took a deep breath. "You're right, I just need to focus on why we're doing this." On the night of the fashion show, excitement buzzed through the air as townsfolk filled the venue. The stage was set, adorned with twinkling fairy lights and vibrant blooms, each one carefully chosen to reflect the spirit of the festival. They stood backstage, his heart racing as he watched the crowd gather. "Are you ready?" Meyer asked, adjusting his collar. "As ready as I'll be," Ali replied, his voice a mix of excitement and nerves. "I hope they love what we've created." "Just remember, Ali, it is not just about the designs, it is about the stories behind them," she reminded him, giving his shoulder a reassuring squeeze. As the show began, Ali felt a rush of exhilaration wash over him. Models walked the runway, showcasing the creations born from the community workshop. Each piece was a story, a reflection of dreams, struggles, and the unyielding spirit of the artisans who crafted them. The applause echoed like sweet music, filling Ellie with warmth and gratitude. He watched Leela dressed twirl elegantly under the lights, her proud smile illuminating the room. The audience gasped as they saw the creativity on display, and Ali felt a profound sense of purpose, knowing they were witnessing the beauty of resilience. As the evening unfolded, Ali stepped onto the stage to address the crowd. "Thank you all for being here tonight," he began, his voice trembling but strong. "This show is a celebration of each one of you, the dreamers, the artisans, the believers. You remind me that kindness and community can transform lives." The crowd erupted in applause, and Ali felt tears welling in his eyes. "Together, we can create a world where every voice is heard and every dream is valued. Let us continue to uplift one another, to embrace our stories, and to weave a tapestry of hope." The applause crescendoed, and Ali's heart soared. That night, the town of Willowbrook became a living testament to the power of resilience, creativity, and community. The whispers of doubt that had plagued him faded into the background, replaced with a chorus of encouragement and support. Months later, as the seasons shifted once again, Ali stood in his workshop, surrounded by a flourishing community of artisans. The fashion show had sparked a movement, and Ali had become a mentor, guiding others on their journeys. One evening, as he prepared for another workshop, he received a call from Mr. Jensen. "Ali, I wanted to share something. Your work in the community's impact has been phenomenal. We are reconsidering expanding our collaboration to a national level." Leah's heart raced at the prospect of reaching even more artisans and sharing their stories. "Thank you, Mr. Jensen. That would be incredible. I couldn't have imagined this journey without the support of our community." As the words hung in the air, he felt the sense of fulfillment wash over him. He had come full circle, transforming not just his life but the lives of those around him. The laughter, the struggles, the moments of doubt all woven together into a rich tapestry of hope. And in that moment, Lee understood that the beauty of the human spirit lay not just in individual triumphs but in the collective resilience that binds us together. With each stitch, each creation, he had built a foundation of kindness and creativity, a legacy that would endure for generations to come. He smiled, knowing that the journey was far from over. There would always be challenges, but with each challenge came an opportunity to rise, to inspire, and to ignite the flame within others. Lee had learned that every story, like every stitch, could lead to a brighter tomorrow filled with hope, dreams, and the unwavering strength of the human spirit. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the skies in hues of pink and gold, Lee stood in front of his workshop, awash in the glow of the setting sun. Today marked a new beginning, one that filled him with a kind of hope that made his heart race with excitement. The national collaboration with Mr. Jensen's company was nearing fruition, and Ali could feel the energy of possibility buzzing around him like the hum of sewing machines in perfect harmony. Maya called out, her voice bathed in enthusiasm as she approached him. "Have you seen the latest designs from our team? They're really incredible." Lee turned, his lips curving into a smile. "Not yet, but I can only imagine. Everyone has been pouring their heart into this collection." Maya rested a hand on her hip, her eyes gleaming with pride. "UV created an environment where creativity thrives. You should be immensely proud of how far we've come." "I couldn't have done it without all of you," Ali replied, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Everyone's stories bleed into the fabric of what we create together." As they stepped inside the workshop, Lee was greeted by an array of fabrics, sketches, and the laughter of artisans, each one committed to bringing their visions to life. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the murmur of voices and the rhythmic sound of sewing machines humming in unison. It felt like home, a sanctuary of dreams, resilience, and creativity. But amid the excitement, Lee couldn't shake the weight of responsibility that rested on his shoulders. The pressure to deliver a successful collection for the national launch loomed over him like a shadow. "Maya," Ali said, a hint of worry creeping into his voice, "what if we don't meet their expectations? What if they don't connect with the stories we've woven into the designs?" Maya paused, her expression shifting from excitement to concern. "Ali, remember our journey. It was never about meeting someone else's expectations. It was about sharing our stories and uplifting each other. Your passion has brought us this far." Lee nodded, appreciating her support. "You're right. I need to focus on what we stand for, the heart and soul behind every stitch." As the days passed, Lee poured himself into the designs, collaborating with the artisans and gathering their stories. Each piece became a reflection of their journey's stories of resilience, dreams, and the beauty of community. He infused the collection with elements that resonated with the people of Willowbrook: the colors of the cherry blossoms, the patterns of the flowing rivers, and the rich textures of the earth. Yet, self-doubt continued to seep into his thoughts like an unwelcome visitor. What if no one sees the beauty in our work? He would whisper to himself late at night, staring at the unfinished sketches scattered across his desk. The doubts bubbled beneath the surface like a coiled spring, waiting to be released. One evening, as he walked through the town square, Ali observed the townsfolk gathering for a local festival. Children were laughing while adults shared stories, their smiles reflecting the warmth of community spirit. He paused, reminded of why he embarked on this journey in the first place. It was about connection, about fostering hope. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice behind him. "Billy, are you ready for the presentation tomorrow?" It was Leela, the young girl from his workshop, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She clutched a sketchbook filled with ideas for a dress she wanted to create. "Leela, I am so glad to see you. What have you been working on?" Lee asked, kneeling to her level. "I've been designing a dress for the festival," she gushed, flipping the pages to reveal her colorful illustrations. "I want it to be special, just like the stories you told us in the workshop." Lily's heart swelled at her enthusiasm. "These are beautiful, Leela. You've captured the spirit of our town perfectly. I can already envision it coming to life." "Really?" she asked, her voice filled with hope. "Absolutely," he affirmed. "Your passion will shine through. Just remember, every great design starts with a dream." Leela beamed, her confidence bolstered. "Thank you, Ali. I can't wait to show everyone." As she dashed off to join her friends, he felt a flicker of hope ignite within him. Leela's words echoed in his mind, reminding him of the joy that art could bring to others. If he could inspire even one person, then perhaps the collection would resonate with the world beyond Willowbrook. That night, he returned to the workshop, the hum of creativity enveloping him like a warm hug. He worked tirelessly, fueled by a renewed sense of purpose. Each snip of the fabric, each stitch, became a celebration of resilience and hope, a tribute to every artisan's story that had intertwined with his own. The day of the presentation arrived, and Ali stood before Mr. Jensen and a panel of industry experts. The workshop was alive with excitement, the atmosphere thick with anticipation. As he stepped onto the stage, the weight of his doubts threatened to push him back, but he steadied himself. "Thank you all for being here today," Ali began, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "What I am about to share is not just a collection of designs. It is a tapestry of stories, dreams, and resilience woven together by the artisans of our community." With each piece he showcased, Lee spoke passionately about the inspiration behind it, the struggles, the victories, and the profound beauty of human connection. As he unveiled the designs, he witnessed the panel's expressions shifting from skepticism to admiration. "This dress," he explained, holding up a flowing garment adorned with floral patterns, was inspired by a young girl named Leela who dreams of creating something beautiful for her mother. It symbolizes the hope and love that binds us together. The room was silent, the panel absorbed in his words. Lee took a breath, feeling the weight of the moment anchor him. Fashion can be a medium for change. It can illuminate the voices of those who have been overlooked and inspire others to dream beyond the confines of their realities. When he finished, he stood before the panel, vulnerability radiating from him. "Thank you for allowing me to share this vision with you. I believe in the power of our stories." After a moment of deliberation, Mr. Jensen leaned forward, a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. "Billy, your passion is palpable, and your designs are remarkable. I believe in this vision. We'd like to move forward and launch this collection nationally." Joy surged through Ali, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Thank you. I won't let you down." As he left the meeting, a wave of emotion washed over him. The journey had not been easy, filled with moments of self-doubt, laughter, and resilience, but it had led him to this moment. He had learned that challenges were not roadblocks. They were opportunities for growth, each one a lesson in courage and hope. Weeks later, as the collection launched, Lee gathered with his artisans at a local celebration. The community came together, dressing in the very pieces they had crafted, each wearing a story stitched into the fabric. Leela wore her dress proudly, twirling with delight, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Look, Lee, it tastes just like we imagined," she exclaimed, her laughter ringing through the air like music. Lee grinned, his heart overflowing with pride. "You did an incredible job, Leela. Your dream came to life tonight." As the festivities unfolded, Lee watched as people connected, shared stories, and celebrated the collective spirit of their town. Each conversation, every laugh felt like a thread weaving them closer together, and he realized that this was what he had sought all along, the power of community, resilience, and kindness. In the midst of the celebration, an unexpected guest appeared. It was the same woman who had mocked him at the gala. Her expression transformed from disdain to sincerity. "Ellie," she began, her voice wavering, "I want to apologize for my words back then. I see the beauty in your work now. It is inspiring." Lee studied her for a moment, a mixture of emotions swirling within him. "Thank you for your honesty. We all have journeys filled with growth. Your support means more than you know." As they conversed, Lee recognized that transformation had begun, not just within himself, but in others as well. The seeds of kindness he had sown were blooming, nurturing a culture of support and collaboration within the community. Later that night, as the stars twinkled above, Lee stood by the riverbank, taking a moment to reflect. The laughter of children echoed in the distance, reminding him of the pure joy that art could bring. He had turned his struggles into a source of inspiration, proving that every challenge could lead to a brighter tomorrow. With a heart full of gratitude, Lee whispered a silent promise to himself to continue uplifting others, to share stories, and to create a world where kindness prevails over mockery. The journey was far from over, but each stitch he crafted was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And so, Lee forged ahead, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that with every thread he wove, he was not just creating garments, but a tapestry of hope, a legacy that would inspire generations to come.